fighter of the kingdom, who is next to the king, sun. Mars is the one that fights. Mars is the one that protects the kingdom and has the loyalty of his soldiers. Mars represents our body, our physical bodies, and as well as our willpower, our energy, aggression. This is also a representation of our siblings, as the first time we get to experience the energy of Mars is with our siblings, as we are always fighting with them. These are the people who teach us how to fight and how to stand up for ourselves. So we can see the aggressive nature of Mars. In our modern day, the energy of Mars is seen from the soldiers of our countries and the police force we have, as these are the areas where we need a lot of aggression and willpower to overcome the enemy or solve a desperate problem. Another area represented by Mars is our modern day world of sports. All the athletes we see have the energy of Mars, as sports has that daredevil quality. Mars also rules over our blood. Anything involving the body and the blood is under the domain of Mars. So Mars can also be seen in the hospital, especially the ER room. And surgeons would also have the energy of Mars very strong, as you have to be brave to be able to encounter so many life and death situations. Mars, along with Saturn, are said to be the harsh malefics, as the energy of aggression and war brings with it so many struggles and setbacks. So places that always have that energy tend to suffer. Mars is a masculine energy, so sports have played an incredible role to release the energy of Mars without any loss of life or major casualties, as we have come a long way from the days of the Colosseum to our modern day stadiums and facilities. All the people who are attracted to sports have Mars dominant in their lives. That is why more men are into sports. It is the quality of Mars, as men are more aggressive than women, generally speaking. And the soldier is someone who's very loyal to the kingdom. We see this with the loyalty most fans have to the sports teams they support. The prisons are also populated by the negative manifestation of this planet, with Mars being the main reason for most of the inmates who find themselves locked up because of their violent actions and crimes against humanity. All the weapons, guns, ammunition, and all tools used to destroy are also under the domain of Mars. From back in ancient times, Mars was the collector of the kingdom's ammunition. Even in today's world, the business of warfare is still thriving. The positive manifestation of Mars is qualities of loyalty, patriotism, bravery, discipline, and protection, as we see with our top athletes, police, and soldiers. Another positive manifestation of Mars is the discipline seen by someone following the path of the brahmachari, which is also known as the divine path towards deed penance and spirituality, which requires one to be pure and even take up celibacy, an intense diet, and strict body exercises. Even athletes are advised not to engage in sexual activity before a major tournament. Soldiers are also advised to abstain before fighting, as the draining of semen creates weakness in men, as well as engaging in sensual delights of music, alcohol, luxury, relaxation, which are represented by the feminine qualities of Venus, which is an energy opposite the energy of Mars. The deity presiding over Mars is Subramanya, also known as Kartikeya, again, which shows the disciplined nature of Mars, as he is the god of war, who is also known in ancient times to have been a celibate bachelor, who was also a philosopher who taught the pursuit of an ethical life. Aries is also known as the god of war in Greek mythology. We can see from the deity that the positive manifestation of Mars leads one to becoming a glorious example of the wonders of masculinity, leadership, and discipline. To sum it all up, Mars represents our willpower, the fighting ability, and overall masculinity. Mars rules over the zodiac signs of Aries, which represent the first house of body and vitality. Mars also rules over the sign of Scorpio, which represents the hard, transformative, and destructive energies of the 8th house. Mars performs best in the zodiac sign of Capricorn, represented by the energies of the 10th house of status, goals, and achievements. Mars does poorly in the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is associated with the moon and softness, privacy, seclusion, and emotional sensitivity, as Mars has no time for sensitivity but is only interested in action, being logical and being very straightforward, which is what Capricorn is all about. Mars is a tough planet, and Mars represents all the tough activities, but with great power there is much responsibility, which is what is required of masculinity. Next, we will go into the beautiful, creative, and loving energies of Venus. Please subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share. I'd be most grateful.